Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today my project is just a cute little box for a pack of Rolo chocolates. So it's very simple. The bottom I have embossed just to add a wee bit of extra depth. The top is done with DSP, or designer papers, and these colours were all Highland Heather, but the next one that I'm going to go with will be Bumblebee and Cinnamon, I can't remember the name. So your Rolo fits in there perfectly, and the wee lid just comes down over the top a wee bit, and it's using butterfly gala and a lovely purple ribbon for that one. So the other one is going to be, as I said, I'm going to use the matching ribbon from the In Colours. It's Bumblebee, matching ink, Bumblebee ink. As I said, the cinnamon cider papers from the designer series pack. You can get the same colour to match this exactly, but I thought a wee bit of difference was nice, and it added a chocolate flavour for maybe St. Patrick's Day or Easter, one or the other, or just for my customer gifts. Depends what I'm sending out this month. Just came up with this today, so I thought I had Rolo there, and I decided to design a wee box. So the stamp set, as I said, is butterfly yellow, but I'm just using one of the small stamps in the matching colour just to set it off. And the embossing folder that I'm using is a retired one, but I do love it. So if you have something with a lovely deep emboss, go ahead with that. This is Country Florals. It was in the celebration last year and then followed on to the catalogue for a year. So it is beautiful and so deep. The embossing is just so deep, you wouldn't believe it. It's beautiful. So I can't stop using it. Sorry, if you haven't got it, just pick an embossing folder that you do have, and don't worry, it'll look fine. It'll look beautiful. So to start you off, you need a piece of card that measures 4.5 by 5.5, and that's for your base. Now this will fit, as I say, your packet of Rolo perfectly. So if you're going with a different sized chocolate, redesign your box just slightly. Instead of an inch deep, go with 1.25 inches, whatever, and then adjust your height. But for this one, you need 4.5 by 5.5 in the card, and in the papers, you need 5-inch square. So choose your paper as well. It's nice on both of those sides, but I think I'll go with the spotty one. It should look all right with the nice matching ribbon, and we can follow it through then. So we'll start doing our scoring. Just going to go with my wee tiny scoreboard. We're going to start on the short edge, and we're going to score it at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Very easy. Turn it round, and for your bottom you need it 1 inch. So we'll leave that to one side, and we'll just score our wee paper. Excuse me, while we have it here. I'm showing the spotty side out, so I'm scoring on the spotty side. For this one now, you need to score at 2 inches, but we're going to slide it out a wee fraction, just leave a nail's gap. Just really, if I went a wee bit too wide, mine's a wee bit loose, I don't want it that loose, so bring it in slightly, or out slightly, I say, just so that you're leaving that tiny wee gap. I'm not sure if you can pick it up slightly, yeah. So just know that you've slid it out a fraction and no more, and try and remember that mark so that you do it each time, and just score at 2 inches. Spin it around and do the same again. 2 inches. Again. Just make sure it's butted right up and to the right side that you want. 2 inches, and that should give you a square inch in the center, which is what you want for your top lid. So we'll put that out of the way, and we'll just do our scores. Just make sure everything is lining up for you. When you fold that over, you want to not be able to see any of the background paper. It should all fit nice. On all 4 sides. Same with this. fold it in and do your scores. Now you're going to run this one through the embossing folder if you're adding embossing. If you're not, then you just move on from this stage. So you may need to go back over your scores or fold it very gently after, because when you put it through the embossing board, it's going to flatten your lines out again. But you'll find that this particular size fits into this one just perfectly. I'm not going to bother embossing these, so just line it up at the end there, and you'll see that it just fits perfectly in between your embossing lines. So it's not going to be an iron mark down either side. So I'm just going to have to run this through. So as you can see, I'm back and your lines have now disappeared, but because you still have them at this end, you should be able to just fold it up and they'll just come back naturally. Don't squash your embossing, just fold it up gently and you'll find it just finds itself again. So that's it. Now we just do a little bit of cutting and we'll put it all together. So I'm cutting in on this 1/2 inch line and then I'm cutting down. So on each of these we're going to cut out this big lumpy section because you don't need it, and it is at the bottom of your box. Just do all 4. I'm just going to cut that end one just fractionally in. So that's that box done. I'll actually just make it up now right here. I have the bottom done. Where's my bin? So we're back, and I've put a piece of tape on here instead of my normal glue, because when you're gluing the heavy embossed paper, it doesn't always catch on every piece. So I'm hoping this catches it a bit better if it comes off. So fold that over and fold this in, and hopefully that's going to catch. I'm going to go over it with my tool anyway, just to make sure that it is making contact, because my embossing folder really is a good heavy design. And just redo all my sections. So where is the back? This is the back, and as you can see a wee bit of gaping here and there. I'm not sure, maybe I should have used my glue. I might go in with the glue pen afterwards and see if I can sort that out. So you want your front with the nice fold so it's coming towards you. So tuck these 2 in, that one down, and put glue on this one. Oh, come on, glue. Sealed up here. Yep. So that's just going to fold down, and that's your box made. No, I think it'd be safer with the... I did this one with the glue, and it is a much better seal. So at least now we know, use your wet glue. It gives you a better seal. Right, I'm going to pop my chocolate in there. Another idea for your chocolate is to remove this band without touching the chocolates at all, and put a nice roll of matching paper, so when you pull them out they're matching as well, which is another nice wee idea. I did that a couple of years back for a hen party, would you believe, and we had all the things all matching, and the sweets were all Kit Kats, Rolos, there was loads of things all wrapped, and it really did look the part. So we're going to do our top now. So you know you have the square inch in the middle, and you have the 4 sections here that we need to dispose of. So go to this section in one part of your design and just cut straight up that embossed. And this section we're going to actually cut a whack away. you don't need it. So you can actually cut those in and cut that one in. And then we're just going to work our way around. Again, go to the right hand side of the narrower crease, the 1 inch crease there, and cut it right up to that crease line. Cut this away and trim it off. Now, it doesn't matter how much you cut away, as long as you've cut it right wee bit. It doesn't have to be equal the whole way around, because you're not going to see it. That is just to allow you to line up your bag and get them nice corners. So continue turning until you have all those. So you're left with this kind of shape where you've worked your whole way around on the right of each narrow, cut some away and created these wee flaps. So I'm just going to use the glue on these ones. So just a wee bit. And just go around the 4 of them while you're there. And then just start forming your wee box. So just line them all up. Use your clothes peg here if you feel the need for it. Just make sure they're all taken. You can pop it onto your box and just make sure that you're happy with it. Everything seems fine to me. So we're going to wrap our wee bit of ribbon around this now, and I'm using, as I say, the bumblebee ribbon, which matches the card perfectly. And I just want to wrap it around the top and tie a wee bow. You don't want too big of a, just something nice that attracts the eye, but not too big. I hate a big giant bow in a wee small part. It aggravates me. If you like it, go ahead. So I think that's about right, and that will just sit the whole way around, breaking up the look of that box. And we'll just trim these off. Trim them off equal. That's not too bad. So now we need to do our butterflies. As I say, I'm using the wee small butterfly and the matching bumblebee ink. And I need a bit of card. Just scraps will do, because it's not that big a project. So ink up your wee butterfly. And I'm not even colouring it in, I'm just inking it up, doing the wee centre. I'm not doing the antenna either. I think that goes this way. And if you just do 2 of those and get your, whoops, your punch. These are now, they were a bundle, but they're available probably not for very long. I would say this will be their last year. They've been here a wee while. So just line that up, punch it out. And that's your first wee butterfly. I'm just bending up the wings so it's going to sit like so. Just take that bare look of the box. Even though it's embossed, I still like to add a wee bit of detail. I'm not putting any wording on this at all. I simply don't need it at the minute. I'm not sure what the project is. If I do, I could always add a wee tiny tag with something or put something on the back. So it leaves you open that you could use it for anything, you know. So again, just punch that one. Oops. Just line it up, giving a wee white outline around your butterfly. And just bend your wings up, and we're just going to simply add a wee bit of wet glue just to that wee part that you've folded. Place it on your box. Takes very little. Just give it a minute to take hold. And there you have your nice wee, there we go, nice at a wee party, even a wee girly party, or with a butterfly theme. We've lost our butterflies on this one. So as you can see, I have made my first lid far too gapey. Do not go out too far. Don't get carried away. It's just a wee slither, and that gives that lovely, nice, smooth movement. So there you are. Hopefully that'll help you. Fluff off their wee wings after you finish. I love that ribbon. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's the tri-colour ribbon. Let's see if I've got it here. Yeah, it's purple velvet ribbon, and it's, where are you? Tri-colour ribbon. It is beautiful, isn't it? It matches that so perfectly. So I think it's still available, and orders are starting to fly. They're not being held back anymore, so fingers crossed everything will keep running smoothly for another while anyway, until something else changes. But I think UPS are well on top of the collections now. So that's me. I'll catch you all again next week. Bye.